The air hung heavy and humid. Typical Florida August, cicadas buzzed, a constant drone against the twilight, adding an eerie undertone. Tom carried 2 overflowing bin bags, his steps echoing in the stillness. His wife Sarah followed closely, her eyes darting around nervously. Their apartment complex wasn't fancy, but it was home. A home that now felt unsettling. 3 years they'd lived there, 3rd floor, end unit. Tonight, it felt different. Familiar sights and sounds surrounded them. The flickering neon sign of the diner across the street, casting ominous shadows. Mrs. Henderson watering her geraniums on the balcony below, her movements slow and deliberate. Tom heaved the bags into the dumpster, the sound unnaturally loud. The metal echoed in the stillness, a chilling reminder of their isolation. He turned, wiping sweat from his brow, a sense of unease creeping in. That's when he saw him. A figure lurking in the shadows, standing at the edge of the flickering orange glow from the streetlight. A man, watching. He looked exactly like Tom, a perfect, terrifying double. Tom froze, paralyzed by fear. His heart pounded violently against his ribs. The man stared back, his face a chilling mirror image of Tom's own. Same receding hairline, same crow's feet around the eyes, same slightly crooked nose. For a moment neither of them dared to move. "Tom?" Sarah's voice cut through the tension, sharp with alarm. She'd stopped beside him, clutching her bin bag tightly. He realized he was holding his breath, afraid to make a sound. He exhaled, the sound ragged and loud in the oppressive quiet. The figure turned and melted into the shadows, swallowed by the menacing night. "Did you see that?" Tom's voice was barely a whisper, filled with dread. Sarah, her face ghostly pale in the dim light, nodded, fear evident in her eyes. It looked exactly like you." Tom ran a trembling hand through his hair. This was beyond insane. He was a man of logic, a scientist. Doppelgangers? Unthinkable. "Probably just someone who looked like you," he said, his voice betraying his own fear. "It was dark. Our minds play tricks. Or do they?" Sarah, though visibly shaken, reluctantly agreed. They wouldn't let this terror unsettle them. 2 months later they moved. A new job, a fresh start, a beautiful little house with a porch swing and a picket fence. Life seemed normal. The incident faded to the back of their minds, a chilling anecdote recounted at dinner parties. But the terror was far from over. One day Tom was mowing the lawn, the scent of freshly cut grass filling the air. He glanced up towards the road, and there it was, the figure, standing across the street, watching, same face, same unsettling familiarity. This time there was no mistaking it. Tom felt a chill run down his spine. This was no trick of the light, this was something else. Something unexplainable, and it was terrifying. The nightmare had returned.